Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of tutorials on C++. I am Deepak Niyal and in this tutorial I am going to talk about stream manipulators. If you have seen my previous video, you might be knowing that we have discussed about streams, and these streams are basically sequence of bytes. And in this tutorial we are going to talk about how to manipulate these strings. So C++ provides various stream manipulators that perform this formatting task. So you can understand it something like this, that you have a sequence of bytes that is flowing like this. On the one end it could have memory from where it is flowing, and on other end it could have some device, or it could have device on one end and memory on other end. But all that depends on whether we are trying to take input or we are trying to do some output, right? So data can flow from this side to this side, or maybe this side to this side, right? The thing you have to keep in mind that these devices are different, and that depends on the input and output, right? So if you are not aware about this, you have to go through our first tutorial about streams, and then you will understand about this. In C++, stream manipulators provides us many capabilities, and some of the capabilities I am mentioning here. I am going to provide you 7 examples here. So the first thing is setting field width, and you can set the field width using width and set W. You might not understand all these things right now, but in later part of this tutorial we are going to take some examples of these, and we'll also implement all these things programmatically so that it's easier for you to understand all these things. Set precision can be done using precision and set precision. There are many manipulators which can set and unset format state, which means they can control format setting of output. Then there are manipulators for setting the fill characters, and for that you can use fill and set fill. Then another thing is flush stream. This is defined in OStream class, and it flushes the output stream. That means it forces all the output written on the screen or in the file. And if you don't use this flush, the output would be same, but it may not appear in the real time. After that, we have to insert a new line and flush the stream. And we are using this thing since the beginning, and that is ENDL. So there is a minor difference between ENDL and slash n, which is new line character. It basically insert a new line, but ENDL insert a new line and then flush the stream, right? So flushing the stream means it forces all the output written on the screen or in the file to the output stream. And then we can insert a null character in the output stream and skip all the white spaces that are in the input stream, right? So all these capabilities are being provided by stream manipulators. There are many more, but we are not going to discuss all these things here. Now this was the overview of stream manipulators. Let's begin with the detailed discussion from the first, and that is floating point precision. We can do this using precision and set precision. Precision is a function of iOS base, and set precision is a stream manipulator. A call to either of these set the precision of all subsequent output operation until the next precision setting call. That means the call to these function provides us a sticky setting which remains same until we apply another setting. To understand all these things, you can take an example. If you want to find out root 2 and you have a floating point precision of 0, then answer will be 1. If you have floating point precision of 1, answer will be 1.4. If you have floating point precision of 2, then answer will be 1.41, and so on. You can go up to any other number, but if you check it for 4, then answer will be 1.4142, which means that we are basically controlling the number of digits to the right of the decimal place, right? So you can understand it from here. So you can use these two things. If you want to use precision, you have to write cout dot precision and pass the number of places that you want here. So in this case you have to pass 1, If you want this, you have to pass 2, and in this case you have to pass 4 in the number of places, and then you can print out something. Suppose you have assigned this value to the root, then you can print root after this. Clear? Similarly, if you want to use set precision, you have to use something like this, set precision, and then pass the number of places, and then you can print the root. So both these things are equivalent. We are going to write all the programs in later part of this tutorial. Now let's discuss another part where we are going to set field width, and we'll set the field width using width function or set w stream manipulator. This is also function of iOS base. So this field width sets the field width and returns the previous width. What do you mean by field width? It is the number of character position in which the value should be output, or the maximum number of characters that should be input. So if you set width equal to 5, then you have these 5 places, and you can put this output whatever you want in these fields, right? Suppose if the values that we output are narrower than the field width, then fill characters are inserted as padding. So suppose you want 12 as output, you can fill some characters here like 000, or it could be in some other way like this, 12 in the first place and then 0 in the latter part. So all that depends on whether we want padding on the left side or padding on the right side. That can also be set, and for that we'll use some other manipulators. Another thing, if you have a value that is larger than this field width, that value is not going to be truncated, right? So if you want to print a value, maybe you have a value 1 2 3 4 5 6, then this value will not be truncated and we will get this in output. Clear? So this width setting applies to the next insertion or extraction that we are going to perform. So if we talk about a sticky setting, as we were talking about floating point precision, so this is not sticky, right? So you need to set this every time. And how can you set that? So you can use width function like this, width, and then set the width here, maybe 5. And this can be done in input and output both. So cin dot width or cout dot width, both these things can be performed. So in the first, it means that we need to input only 5 characters from the sentence, and in the latter part, it means that we will have output in these 5 characters. So don't worry if you are not understanding these things at this moment, but we are going to create some programs so that you can understand all these things. And if you want to set width using set w, you can use something like this, set w then 5, and suppose you have a variable x, then you can pass it something like this. If you want to output something in 10 places, then you have to write set w10 and then variable x, right? So that's how it works. Now talk about third topic, which is stream format states and stream manipulators. Okay, so there are various stream manipulators, and they can be used to specify the kind of formatting to be performed during stream input and output operations. So basically they are going to change the format setting of output. So let's discuss the first one, which is part of this, and in this case we are going to print a number in different formats like decimal, octal and hexa. So integers are normally interpreted as decimal values. To change the base in which integers are interpreted on a stream, we need to insert the manipulators like oct or hex, and they will set the base to either 8 or 16. And if you want to reset the stream to the base of decimal, you have to use this stream manipulator. Clear? And one thing that you have to note down, that all these settings are sticky. So if you set it once, it will remain until you change that. You can also use this set base stream manipulator and change the base of a number. It will basically take some argument like 10, 8 and 16 and set the number format to the decimal, octal and hexa. And as it is taking these arguments, it is also called parameterized stream manipulator. Using all these things, you need a header file iomanip, which means input output manipulation. So don't forget to include this whenever you are creating program for input output manipulations. So suppose you have a number x which is 10 and you want to print it in different format. Then you have to use something like this, cout hex, because we want number in hexadecimal format. Then use variable. If you want to change this to oct, then you have to use oct and then number. And similarly for the decimal, use something like this, right? You can also use set base, cout set base and then pass 10 and then number here, right? So we'll create a program for this also so that you are able to see the output and all the input together. Now let's move to the another part, which is justification. We can justify some characters on the left side, right, and there is another thing called internal justification. So what does this justification means? Stream manipulator left and right enable field to be left justified with padding character to the right, or right justified with padding character to the left, right? So it means in case of left, we will have numbers on the left, maybe we have number 12 and we have 5 places, then we will have padding characters here. And in case of right, we will have padding characters on the left side and number on the right side. But we need to use set fill and fill to fill all these padding characters, right? And to understand these fill and set fill, let's move to another part, which is 3.3, and discuss about padding here. So the fill member function specifies the fill character to be used with justified fields that we have seen here. Let us suppose you are using x, then we will have x here, but you can use any other character. Like if you want to use hash, then you can use hash using this function and this manipulator. By default, the fill character that we use is space, but you can always change that. Now let's move to another section and discuss about floating point numbers, where we will be printing them in scientific and fixed notation. We can perform all these using scientific and fixed stream manipulator. So they basically control the output format of floating point numbers. Stream manipulator scientific forces the output of floating point number to display in scientific format, and stream manipulator fixed forces a floating point number to display a specific number of digits as specified by the member function precision or stream manipulator set precision. So to understand this example, suppose we have a double x, which is 0.00123456 and we have another value double y, which is 1.946e9. So we have these two numbers x and y here. So what you can do, you can once display them in their default format, and default format is something like this. You can also provide a space or tab in between. Then if you want to print them in scientific format, you have to write scientific, then number x, then some space or maybe tab and then y. And for printing them in fixed format, you have to use fixed here and then again the same thing that you have done above, right? And that's how you are going to print all these numbers in different formats. Okay, so this is all about theoretical aspect of stream manipulators. Now I will show you the demo of all these things. So let's move to the terminal first and then understand how the stream manipulator works. Okay, so now we have created a file here with the name stream manipulators, and as we are trying to do stream manipulation, we need to include one more header file here, which is iomanip. And if you want to perform some mathematical operation, for that I am including this header file cmath. So as you have seen, we discussed a lot of stream manipulators. So what I will do, I will create multiple functions here so that I can comment them out if they are not required. So first function is floating point precision, and in floating point precision I am going to print a value which we discussed in theoretical aspect, and that value will be printed in multiple precision. So let's create a variable double root, and this root is actually square root of 2.0. Then take a variable places, so this can vary, and we will set this value from 0 to 9, and then we can run a for loop in which places can vary from 0 to 9. You can also write this plus plus places. By the way, this plus plus places is better than places plus plus. Then we have to set out the precision, and in precision you can pass this places. So first precision will be 0, then it will be 1 and so on. And after that you can print the value of root, So before running this program, one thing we need to set here is we need to use fixed point notation. So for that you need to write fixed, then compile this program. You can see program is compiled successfully. Now run this and you can see this is for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, right? If you want to use set precision, so now you can see we have these two options. One is precision function and another is stream manipulator set precision. You can comment this out and use cout set precision and then pass places here and see the output again, and you can see we have got the same output. You can create actually two loops here and see the output in this case and in another case, right? So let me make it clear now. Now you will see there are two outputs and both are exactly same, and here you go. Clear? So that's how this floating point precision works. Now I will comment this out and create another function, and this function is going to set the field width. We need to call it from here. So we can basically use multiple stream manipulators in the field width. So let me take a variable x first, whose value is 10,000, and then we need to print this value. If you want to compile and run this program, you can see that we are getting 10,000. I can also use show base stream manipulator and then set the width, which is 10, and then print this x. Now you are going to see that it will take 10 characters. So one is 10,000, which is this, and a simple value here, but in this case we are getting 10 spaces. So 5 are taken by this value and 5 are white space here, right? You can also use the left justification. So using left justification, just take 10 spaces here, then print x. Now guess the answer. Let me compile the program and you can see we are getting this value on the left side. If you make it right, it be it will be similar to this and there will be no change. So compile it and see the output. You can see both these are same. So it means by default it's right justified. There is one more thing which is internal justification, and you can understand it from the example that I'm going to take now. So we have to set w to 10, then just print the number in hexadecimal format or maybe octal format, and then you can print the value. Let me compile the program and see it. You can see when we are trying to justify it internally, then this is the base of the number and it is the number, and there is a space between these two numbers. Let me make it left or right and you will see the difference. You can see all these things are coming on the left side, and if you make it on a right, this whole number will come on the right side. But if you are doing it internal, there is a gap between the base and number itself. Clear? So this is internal justification. Now you can set the width and change the padding characters. So let me make it right justified first, which is a default justification also. Then I want to fill the characters, which I can do something like this: cout fill and then asterisk sign, cout set w, which is 10, and then I want to print the number in decimal format. And after this, all the spaces will be filled with asterisk sign, and here you go, right? If you make it left justification, the number will come on the left side and star will come on the right side. Clear? So that is how you can justify these values. There are few more things. So let me show you the demo of few more things. Left set W, and here I am setting the width 10. Then I am passing some character here which is percentile sign. Okay, now let's compile this program and you will see the similar output that we have seen before. In case of left, let me show you one more demo and make it internal. Then set the width to 10, set fill, and now I am filling this caret sign, printing the number in hexadecimal, and now guess the output. And here you go. Now you can see we have 4 places here, and here we have filled the caret sign. You can take one more example here. So in this case, I am taking a width value which is 4. So this will be a completely different thing for you. Let me comment this out first so that it's easier for you to understand. So I am taking a width value 4, and then I am taking an array which is char sentence, and it can take up to 10 characters. We are passing this message for the user. We are setting the width to the 5. It means now you will be able to input only 5 characters from this sentence. Create a loop, and in this loop we are trying to take input from this sentence. And now I will set the width, and I will keep increasing this width in a loop. So as soon as we increase this width one by one, I can print the sentence that we have taken as input. You can see it here. We have already set this width to 5, and we are changing the width at output. So basically we are taking 5 characters, but we are printing more, right? So we are manipulating width somehow, and now see, we are again changing the width inside for the input characters. Now can you guess the answer of this? So for that we need to first compile the program and run it. Now the sentence that I am going to enter here is, this is a test of the width member function. So as soon as I press enter, it will start reading this sentence and will read either 5 characters at a time, or will read till it gets white space, right? As you know that this scene can read till white space only. So this is going to read this at one time is a test of the width. It's not going to read width completely, because in the H it will have null character, and similarly for the member it will read MEMB, then ER, then FUNC, and then TION. So it will read at most 5 characters at this time, but while printing this on the screen, it's going to do something different. So let's see the output, and here you can see this. In this case, this is giving us width value of 4, then it is increasing it one by one, right? And this is clear from this. You can also fill these characters using some value like star. And now try to compile and run this program. Hello C++ program, and here you can see hell, then O is the 5th character, then C++, then prog, then ram. So you can see there are 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, and so on. Clear? So that's how this function is working. So you have seen a lot of things in this program. We have discussed about floating point precision. We have discussed the setting field width, then justification to the left, right, and internal. And after that we discussed about padding using fill and set fill stream manipulators. And we also talked about the multiple representation of a number in decimal, octal or hexadecimal format. So I hope you can change this program according to the theoretical discussion that we had and practice all those questions. Alright, so let's move towards our theoretical concept and discuss some more practice questions there. Okay, now you have seen all the demos of stream manipulators. Now let's move ahead and do some practice exercises. And after that, I will provide you some questions that you can do on your own. So let's move ahead. So I am going to provide you some questions. You can think for 5 seconds for one question and then write your output in the comment. So the first question is, you have to tell me the output of following. I hope you would have guessed the answer of this question till now. So the output here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is output from this. Then it is setting the width to 5 and then filling the character by this star and then 1, 2, 3. So by default it will fill on the left side and answer will be 1, 2, 3. And then there is another 1, 2, 3 which will be a simple 1, 2, 3 without filling any characters. Second question, we have Cout, then set W, make it a width of 10, then set fill and provide a dollar sign here and then output a value which is 10,000. Now guess the answer. So for this we have 10 places and by default the filling character will be on the left side and you can see these are 5 values, so we'll have $5 sign and then 10,000. Clear? Coming to third question, we have Cout and setting width to the 8 characters, then set precision and we are setting precision to 3 places and the value is 1024.987654. So can you guess the answer? So we are basically setting the width to the 8 and setting the precision to the 3. So answer is quite simple. We have 1024 and 987. Coming to fourth question, it is Cout. So base, it's a stream manipulator. And then we have OCT here, which is oct, then 99, ENDL, again another manipulator, and then the value 99. So just think about 5 seconds and then guess the answer. So base will give us the first digit, which is O in case of oct, and then number is 143 in octal, then OX, which is for hexadecimal, and then 63. So this would be the answer for this. Coming to fifth question, we have Cout, then a value of 10,000, ENDL, so pause, which means so positive, and then 10,000 again. Can you guess the answer for this? So when we are printing a plain 10,000, it should be 10,000, and when we are writing so positive, that means we have to show the sign of positive and 10,000. Clear? Coming to sixth question. Now guess the answer for this. Cout. Here we are setting the width to 10. Then we are setting the precision and we are setting the precision to 2 and printing the number in scientific format and number is 444.93738. Let me tell you if you have guessed the answer till now. So basically we have 10 places here and we are setting the precision to 2 and notation is scientific. So answer to this would be 4.45 because we are setting the precision to 2, so we have 2 points after decimal, and as notation is scientific, so it will have E plus and 002 and there will be a space here because we have a space in the fill character by default, right? So answer is this 4.45 E plus 002. Clear? So these were some practice questions. Now coming to few more practice questions. Let me make it part A. Now some assignment questions for you in the part B. You have to try these questions on your own. So in the first question, you have to write a program that uses a for statement, and you need to print a table of ASCII values for these character set starting from 33 to 126. And important thing here is that you need to print decimal values, octal values, and hexadecimal values. And along with all these things, you have to print the character value for each character. So you can use decimal, octal, and hexa string manipulators. Right? Now moving to second question. In the second question, you have to write a program that input a string from the keyboard and determines its length. Then you have to print the string in a field width that is twice the length of the string. So suppose you have a string of 5 characters, then you have to print this string in 10 width, right? So suppose you have hello, then you have to use 5 more spaces, and maybe you want to pad this on the left side, or maybe you want to pad this string on the right side. That depends on you, right? Now moving towards third question. So I hope you got this question. So there will be 9 fields, something like this, and we will have 1.2, 3, and 4. So these are basically 5 places, and then there are 4 places. So all these places are 9 places. You have to do something like this. Clear? Next question. Print integer 40,000 left justified in a 15-digit field. So this question is self-explanatory, so I'm not going to talk much about this. Another one, print the decimal value 100 in a hexa format, and this number should be preceded by OX. Now there is last question for you, and this is sixth question. In this you have to find out the error in this statement. So writing cout value of x is less than equal to y is, then you can see we have double quotes here, and then there are some operators. Now you have to tell me what error could this statement have, right? So till now you have seen that we have discussed about stream manipulators and member function that perform formatting tasks. So I think this is enough for this tutorial. If you have any doubt or query regarding any of these things, you can always write in the comments and I will try to respond back as soon as possible. So guys, see you in the next video with some new concept. Till then, thank you so much.